Samadhi in Vijnana Bhairava Tantra she is referring, you can be any act. If you are fully involved in that act, let's say eating a grape, that itself can be Samadhi. That it can lead to Samadhi.
Also waiting.
And waiting. So basically, you have to understand, we are experiencing separation from the existence. It's called duality. Everything what you do is to become free from duality. The duality is the wound. It's called existential pain. So non-duality you are searching. Okay. And we search in terms of experiences in life. Various experiences. Touching, tasting, hearing, smelling. So these are the experiences in life. In any experience, there are three dimensions. The experiencer, experience, and experienced. It's called threefold division is there. The subject, object, and experience which connects them. Okay. So this is what we call as experience. Let us take the case of a child. Is that experience of a child threefold division? No. Because child has no concept of self-development. The me is not there. Subject is not there. It doesn't know object. Child has only experience. Child is in Samadhi. So basic meaning of experience, basic from non-duality, we can say subject and object becoming one in one way of saying. Subject and object become one in the experience all the time. For example, give me a banana. There's a banana which is object. There's me who is eating it. When I eat banana, in the process of eating, subject and object have become one. There's no two. In the experience, there's no two. In any experience, there's no two. Understand? Experience, duality has collapsed. That's why experience is there. Seeing, the subject and object become one. Then it's called seeing. In sound, hearing and hearer become one. That's called hearing. So in the process of experience only is there. Experiencer and experienced is not there. Listen carefully. In any experience when it's happening, the subject and object collapse into experience. That's why it's called experience. Okay? When subject and object collapse, where is the question of subject and object? So this example I can give you to child. Child has no concept of subject, child has no concept of object. There's no experience there for a child. Some sound comes, he'll turn the head. Not because something is there. The head will automatically move. But as we grow, between subject and object experience, another thing comes into picture. It's called head, mind. Mind starts developing. In any experience, two parts. When the experience happens, subject and object become one. That's why it's called experience. Experience happens when subject and object. In seeing, seer and seen become one. In hearing, heard and hearer become one. This you can know very well in a music concert. When music concert is there, beautiful music is there, we forget everything. Only music is there. Only experience is there. That experience is called Samadhi. There's no experiencer, there's no experienced. Okay? So that you have to understand. Now, where the experiencer comes and where experience comes, the moment experience is getting, the mind comes into the picture and cuts the experience. I am hearing and this is called banana. The naming happens. The naming cuts the experience and duality comes into the picture. One thing you have to understand, in all the experience, there's no duality at all. The duality comes post experience. Experience is cut with the naming. Naming cuts the experience. Then threefold division happens. It's like this. A child has a pure experience. There's no subject and object. No naming is there. Child, you put a banana into the mouth, it will taste. It won't say it's good taste or bad taste. It just goes through experience. Where is the duality? There's no duality. That's why child is blissful. Whereas all of us, when we see something, in the first fraction of a second, oneness happens. The seer and seeing become one. That's called experience. Hearing, touching, smelling, tasting, experience happens. But immediately mind comes into picture. Oh, this is a banana, or this is a mango. I like this, I don't like this. Subject and object. Subject is a history, ego. And object is a name. Nama, Rupa. Both come and cut the experience. In reality, when you're naming it, when you name something, we are not even experiencing it. Experience is gone. Naming is post-experience. All experiences are non-dual. They are called pure experiences. All of us will go through pure experience. But as the mind develops, your pure experience gets cut fast by the mind. Mind is unreal. The cutting is also unreal. That's why threefold division is unreal. Subject, objective. Vijnana Bhairavasam says, if you go through your experience, in the experience there is non-duality. Samadhi. Which is true. During the experience there is non-duality. If the post-experience you are silent, that's non-duality. Only thing which is coming in this picture is non-duality is converted to duality by naming. Mind. Naming is not real, it's post-experience. So another way of defining non-duality is experiences rise and fall in consciousness. Like waves rise and fall in consciousness. Waves are not separate from the ocean. Any experience is not separate from the consciousness. Touch, sound, smell, taste, everything, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha is a wave in consciousness. It's not separate from consciousness. And what separates from consciousness? Naming. This is sound. This is touch. This is taste. This naming is not there in the child. So all child's experiences are pure experiences. That's why child is blissful. The naming is there in all individuals. That's why please understand, when we have gone through experience, we have not gone through experience at all. The one who has gone through experience is illusion. In reality, you have not gone through any experience. When experience happens, there is no duality. When there is no duality, there is no experience. There is only experience. But post-duality, post-experience, you give a naming to that, that brings a concept of experience. So I'll say there's no, in any experience, there's no experiencer at all. So that's why enlightenment is defined in a way. In seeing, there's just seeing. There's no seer. In seeing, there's just seeing. Seer and seen are one. That's called non-dual. In hearing, there's no hearer. Hearing is there. Hearer and heard, object of hearing, both are one. In tasting, subject and object is not there. Only tasting is there. There is no ego in reality. Ego is a post facto phenomena. Ego is a claimer. Ego is a storyteller. There is nothing called really ego. Ego is a logbook. This you can, in earlier our Kannada movie and Telugu movies, they knew this very well. Hero will smash the villains. Then policeman will come and take a group photo. Like that, ego will take a group photo and say, I only did it. Already experiences happened there. All your experiences are, there's no experiencer. That's why you can never claim a victim. The victim is false. You can never claim a sufferer. That's false. When you are claiming a victim or sufferer, you are actually becoming a lawyer for the devil. Devil means doesn't exist. You are a devil's advocate. Telling, I am suffering. False. Because there's nothing called ego. Ego is a devil, ghost. Become God's advocate. Become advocate of consciousness. Say that ego is not there. You'll be free. You don't try to overcome ego. Understand ego is false. Ego is just a recording mechanism. It has nothing to do with reality. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra says, in any experience, you can experience Samadhi. You don't have to experience Samadhi. Any experience is Samadhi. Are you clear?